Hello and welcome to Help Me BJD Episode 3, Care of Vinyl BJDs. I've been away for a while because school was sort of eating my life, but we'll forge ahead. So, when you talk about vinyl BJDs, you're probably thinking of Dollfie Dream, yeeessss, and A-Zone. What I have here is a Dollfie Dream on a base body 2 with the 01 optional head that I did a face-up on. Unfortunately, I really don't know much about yeeessss or A-Zone, but there's a lot of overlap in caring for them. So you should be able to apply this stuff to them, but it would always be good to check with people who are, specializing in collecting yeeessss or A-Zone for more information if you're curious. So there are some categorization issues. People will argue that Dollfie Dreams and other vinyl dolls are not actually ball-jointed dolls because instead of having an internal skeleton of elastic, they have this sort of, you probably can't see this very good, this sort of crazy, I don't know what you want to call it, plastic skeleton that the parts sort of fit around. This guy here. There's no elastic in them at all. So people are like, oh, there's no ball joints, so therefore it cannot be a ball jointed doll. But Den of Angels counts them, and that's pretty much the closest thing to an authority we have on ball jointed dolls, so I'm just going to call them a ball jointed doll. And one more discussion about the term Dollfie. I promise this is the last time. So I'm a biology major and I'm sort of detail oriented, so the last time I talked about it I went sort of a really detailed technical answer that no one would really care about, sorry. So for the sake of discussion, the term Dollfie is ambiguous because it's sort of like when you type something into Wikipedia and it's like, oh, did you mean this, 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 or this? So for me it's like if you say Dollfie, I'm thinking, do you mean the fashion doll from Volks, which is not a BJD? Do you mean a Dollfie Dream, or do you mean a resin ball jointed doll? I have no idea. So it's very confusing for me when I see the term Dollfie. So that would be why I would encourage you not to use Dollfie, because it's so ambiguous. But if you're on a Dollfie Dream website, like, if you're on is it Figure or Figma.fm? The Danny Chu website. If you say Dollfie, everyone knows you mean Dollfie Dream. But if you're on Tomopop, I don't know which of the three you're talking about. You could be talking about any of them. So that's why I would avoid the term. And I'm done. The horse is dead. I won't talk about it anymore. Okay, so moving on. What is a Dollfie Dream? A Dollfie Dream is a vinyl doll. As I said, parts go on this wacky, scary, futuristic internal skeleton thing. They come in natural skin, that's what I have here, or white skin, which is much paler. They come in 3 sizes now, which is pretty exciting. They come in this size, standard size, about 58 centimeters. They come in Dollfie Dream's sister size, which is a whole 3 centimeters shorter, 50 centimeters. And the mini Dollfie Dream, which is about 43 centimeters, so that's a lot closer to MSD size. The heads can go on any of these 3 bodies. So if I wanted to, I could pull this head off and stick it on the mini Dollfie Dream body, and it would be fine. It just looks very, chibi. I think most people know what that means, like super deformed. So Dollfie Dream and Dollfie Dream's sister can literally share everything. Clothes, wig, shoes, you're good. But mini Dollfie Dream cannot share clothes with the other 2, but they all take the same wig size. There are several body types for Dollfie Dream. You can get small, medium, and large bust. When you just buy a base body, you automatically get medium bust. So if you want a different size, you have to buy it and swap it out yourself. And then there's the dynamite body, not available for mini, for the bigger ones. They have an entirely different sculpt, so I don't think that you can take the bust from a non-dynamite and put it on the dynamite hips or vice versa. they don't think they'll fit properly. Although you might be able to mod it, I'm not really sure. So the biggest thing you're going to have to worry about with your Dollfie Dream is staining. We talked about it with resin dolls, but it's a little different for vinyl dolls. It's much more of a problem. They don't yellow, so that's good. Yeah, you can have them out anywhere. But they will stain extremely easily. What happens is the pigment from the clothing gets sort of absorbed by the vinyl, and you can't really wash it off. So you definitely want to err on the side of caution. What you want to do is buy a body sock and a wig cap, because the wigs can stain too. Himeka's not wearing one, but since I did her face up myself, if it stains, it'll come off when I redo the face up. So I'm not too worried about that. But if you're not painting it yourself, you're going to want a wig cap. Or if you're wearing a really dark colored wig. But don't think if it's a blonde wig, it could still leave some color. I know, it's very odd. So you want to go ahead and buy one. The wig cap's only $6, and that could save you a lot of frustration, so please buy one. The body sock, they're about $20. They come in different colors. They come in white and skin tone. And they come in different varieties, so you can, different levels of protection. Some of them will just cover sort of like a leotard, but some of them will be sort of like nylons for the whole body that just come up and stop about here. So I would encourage you to get one if you want Dollfie Dream. But even then, you can still get staining through the body sock if you leave them in dark clothes. Just leave them like that for days and days. So my suggestion would be, whenever you're not playing with them, dress them in white, because white can't stain them. So that's always a good idea. There are steps you can take other than the body sock, and what you can do is pre-wash your clothes in white vinegar. Make sure it's white vinegar. So what you have to do is put half a cup of water and half a cup of white vinegar, and then put the clothes in. If you need more, you can put more in. Just make sure you keep adding a half of each every time. Just submerge completely the item, and you can soak it for a few hours, and then just go ahead and rinse until the water coming out is clean, because what you should see at first is just the color, the excess color coming off of the outfit, which is bad for your doll. So this will set the color, and you're going to want to keep soaking it till the smell goes away, and then you'll be much less likely to get staining. But I would still encourage you to have a body sock and to dress them in white when you're not wearing them. Now, what happens if your doll does get a stain? There is something you can do. The first is that Volks will sell replacement pieces. So if you stain the foot, maybe you put her in black shoes and didn't think about it, you can just pop the foot off of the internal skeleton and buy new ones from Volks and put them on. I think every part you can replace, which is good. I think the most expensive one's mid-40s. But you still probably don't want to keep buying replacement parts. So there's something else you can do, which is first try the Magic Eraser, Mr. Clean, normal kind without extra chemicals. If that doesn't help it, then you're going to want some kind of cream that has benzoyl peroxide in it. Most over-the-counter acne creams carry this. I know this CVS brand has benzoyl peroxide in it. But any kind is fine as long as it has that. So what you want to do is rub it on the stained area and leave it somewhere where it gets sun. Again, they don't yellow, so don't worry. You have to leave it for a few hours, and then I guess you would take it off, and then you should see a reduction of the darkness in the stain, but it may take more than one application. You might have to repeat it until it's gone. So there is hope if you get stained that you don't have to replace it. It might work, and hopefully it will work, but if it doesn't, at least you know you can replace the part from Volks USA, which I would recommend if you're in the States rather than Volks Japan, because shipping's cheaper, and you know the whole thing about the yen being stronger than the dollar.